The future of Old Trafford is close to being decided. We'll take a look into the ongoing debate. Should the club renovate the aging stadium, repair the stadium, or build a brand new one? With billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe now in the mix, he's got bold ideas for transforming the Theater of Dreams into a world-class venue. But what's his favorite choice? And what decision is the club likely to make? Stick around to find out huge updates on where Old Trafford is headed next. Old Trafford is not just a stadium, it's an institution, a monument to the legacy of Manchester United, one of the most storied football clubs in the world. Known as the Theater of Dreams, this iconic venue has been the stage for countless historic moments. From the dazzling skills of George Best to the fierce leadership of Roy Keane, from the strategic genius of Sir Alex Ferguson to the electrifying goals of Cristiano Ronaldo. Yet despite its rich history and revered status, Old Trafford is a stadium that needs significant attention and investment to restore it to its former glory. News has been spreading about an ambitious billion-dollar renovation plan that could usher in a new era for Old Trafford, transforming it into a modern-day coliseum that rivals the best in the world. A stadium that could become the Wembley of the North, featuring bustling bars, shops, cafes, and an all-encompassing luxury sports-watching experience. We will discuss further and include some new updates about its revamp. However, the scale and cost of such an endeavor have raised questions about whether the club can afford this transformation without outside help. So the pressing question remains, what will Manchester United do to secure the future of Old Trafford? For over a century, Old Trafford has been more than just a football stadium. It's been a witness to the evolution of the game and a beacon of Manchester United's pride and identity. The stadium, which opened in 1910, has seen generations of fans pass through its gates, each leaving with memories of legendary matches and unforgettable moments. From the Munich air disaster's aftermath, where the stadium stood as a symbol of resilience, to the treble-winning season under Sir Alex Ferguson, Old Trafford has been a constant in a rapidly changing world of football. Yet the passage of time has not been kind to this venerable old ground. The once state-of-the-art venue now faces several issues that are impossible to ignore. Crumbling concrete, aging electrical systems, and leaky roofs are just the beginning. These are problems that no stadium, let alone one of Manchester United's stature, should have to contend with. Years of exposure to the elements have left the seats faded and the interior spaces feeling cramped and outdated. The last significant renovation of Old Trafford occurred between 2005 and 2006, when the stadium's capacity was increased to approximately 75,000 by expanding the northwest and northeast quadrants. Since then, however, much of the stadium has been left to age without the necessary upkeep, leading to the current state of disrepair. Now, with these issues becoming more pressing, the club faces a critical decision. How should they proceed to ensure Old Trafford remains a world-class venue for decades to come? Faced with the daunting task of updating Old Trafford, Manchester United has three primary options: fix the existing structure, redevelop the stadium to expand its south quadrant further, or build an entirely new stadium from the ground up. Each option comes with its own set of challenges, costs, and potential benefits. Repairing the existing structure would be the least expensive option, addressing the immediate issues like the crumbling concrete and outdated infrastructure. However, this approach would likely only be a temporary fix, postponing the need for more extensive renovations or rebuilding in the future. On the other hand, redeveloping the stadium is an option that involves a more comprehensive overhaul of Old Trafford, potentially expanding the south quadrant and increasing the stadium's seating capacity. This would allow the club to modernize the facilities while maintaining the historic significance of the existing structure. The challenge here lies in the logistics, managing the construction while continuing to host matches, and of course, the considerable cost involved. The most radical option would be to construct a brand new stadium from scratch. This would allow for a state-of-the-art facility designed to meet modern standards and future-proof the club's home for the next century. However, this option would also be the most expensive, with initial estimates suggesting a cost of approximately £2 billion and a construction timeline of 6 years. This figure is a significant burden for a club already dealing with considerable debt, and without government assistance or external investment, the club is fortunate to own 100 acres of land around Old Trafford, including 43 acres that could be redeveloped and 25 acres that remain unused. This gives Manchester United flexibility in how they approach the project, potentially allowing for the construction of a new stadium without disrupting match revenue, as the team could continue to play at the current stadium until the new Old Trafford is done. The one moving the pieces and pushing for the upgrade of Old Trafford is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, a British billionaire and CEO of the Ineos Chemical Group. With an estimated net worth of £21 billion, Ratcliffe is one of the richest people in the UK and a lifelong Manchester United fan. His recent agreement to purchase a £27 47.7% stake in the club has given him a significant voice in its future direction, including the fate of Old Trafford. Cliff's commitment to Manchester United is clear. Even before his minority stake was officially confirmed, he was already engaging with local leaders in laying the groundwork for the stadium's upgrade, pledged to invest £236 million into the club, with £158 million specifically earmarked for the Old Trafford project. This level of investment demonstrates Ratcliffe's determination to see Old Trafford restored to its former glory, or perhaps even surpass it. Renovating or rebuilding a stadium as iconic as Old Trafford is no small feat. Beyond the significant financial considerations, there are numerous logistical and operational challenges to consider. One of the biggest concerns is the potential displacement of the team during construction. If the club opts for a comprehensive redevelopment of the existing structure, finding an alternative venue for Manchester United's home games could prove difficult. The club would need to secure a temporary home that could accommodate its large fan base and maintain the same level of atmosphere and tradition that Old Trafford provides. Another major factor is the historical significance of Old Trafford. As one of the oldest and most storied football grounds in the world, any renovation or reconstruction project would need to balance modernity with tradition. The architectural integrity of the stadium, which has seen so much history, preserved to maintain its status as the theater of dreams. To navigate these complexities, Manchester United is considering the services of Populous, a leading global architecture firm with a wealth of experience in designing and renovating major sports venues. Populous has worked on projects like Tottenham Hotspur's new stadium in London, Nashville's Geodis Park, and Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium, giving them the expertise needed to tackle a project of Old Trafford's magnitude. However, there have been talks with the Norwegian architectural firm Bill Architecture, which has radical plans for Old Trafford and emphasized the importance of connecting Manchester's identity with the new Old Trafford in having a circular stadium that can set the standards in the football industry. Across Europe and beyond, a wave of stadium renovations is reshaping the landscape of football. Major clubs are investing heavily in upgrading their home grounds, each seeking to offer the most advanced in fan-friendly facilities. This trend is driven by the growing importance of matchday revenue, hospitality services, and the need to create multifunctional venues that can host a variety of events beyond football. Ratcliffe and the Manchester United management have been closely studying these global projects to inform their own plans for Old Trafford. One of the most significant examples is Real Madrid's Santiago Bernabeu, which is undergoing a £1.5 billion renovation. The new Bernabeu will feature a retractable pitch, an expanded seating capacity, and state-of-the-art amenities designed to turn it into a year-round destination and entertainment. This project is not just about creating a better matchday experience, it's about transforming the Bernabeu into a cultural landmark for Madrid. Similarly, FC Barcelona's Camp Nou is undergoing a major renovation, with a budget of $1.5 billion aimed at increasing the stadium's capacity to 105,000 seats. The project includes significant upgrades to the stadium's infrastructure, ensuring it meets the demands of modern football while enhancing the fan experience. These projects serve as benchmarks for Manchester United, as Ratcliffe envisions Old Trafford not just keeping pace with these developments, potentially surpassing them. The transformation of Old Trafford is not just a sporting issue. It has broader economic and cultural implications for Manchester and the surrounding region. A modernized Old Trafford could become a hub for tourism, attracting visitors from around the world and boosting the local economy. The potential for increased matchday revenue, coupled with the ability to host concerts and other large-scale events, could make the stadium a year-round asset for the club and the city. To explore these possibilities, Ratcliffe has formed the Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force, chaired by Lord Sebastian Coe, a four-time Olympic medalist and the mastermind behind the successful London 2012 Olympics. The task force includes key figures such as Andy Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester, and former United captain Gary Neville. Their goal is to assess the economic impact of the renovation project and identify opportunities for investment and job creation. The task force is also studying the success of other regeneration projects, such as the redevelopment of East London for the 2012 Olympics, which brought significant economic benefits to the area. By drawing parallels with these projects, the task force aims to build a compelling case for government support and private investment in the Old Trafford renovation. The debate over whether to build a new stadium or renovate the existing Old Trafford is one of the most significant decisions Manchester United will face in the coming years. Both options have their pros and cons, and the choice will ultimately come down to a combination of financial feasibility, logistical practicality, and the club's long-term vision. Building a new stadium from scratch offers the opportunity to create a cutting-edge facility that meets all modern standards. It would allow for a more significant increase in capacity, better amenities, and a design tailored to the needs of today's fans. However, the £2 billion price tag is a substantial hurdle, especially given given the club's current financial situation. Securing government assistance or additional private investment would be crucial to making this option viable. On the other hand, renovating the existing Old Trafford would preserve the stadium's historic character while updating it for the future. This option might be more financially manageable and would likely resonate with fans who value the tradition and legacy of the stadium. However, it also comes with its own set of challenges, including the need to find a temporary home for the team during construction and the risk of unforeseen costs and delays. So what is your standing on this debate? Do you support the build team who wants a new stadium from the ground up, despite the huge costs? Or is it smarter to save money by just renovating the current stadium? Let us know in the comments below. Despite so many options, very recently, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is leaning towards building a new stadium with a seating capacity of 100,000. But this decision might not be final until the end of 2024. Other news is that Snapdragon, the US tech firm, which has a whopping £176 million or $225 million shirt deal with the club, also interested in having their name attached to United's home ground, according to The Guardian. This move could be controversial since the club has never sold its stadium naming rights to a private company before. Still, Snapdragon seems hopeful that a deal can be made. Last summer, the US company set a record with its £60M per year shirt sponsorship deal with United. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. Old Trafford must evolve if it is to remain one of the most iconic football stadiums in the world. Whether through renovation, rebuilding, or building from scratch, the decisions made in the coming months will shape the destiny of Manchester United's home for generations to come. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's involvement, coupled with the expertise of the Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force and the architectural prowess of either populous or Ville architecture, offers a strong foundation for this ambitious project. While challenges remain, there is also a palpable sense of excitement and possibility. The opportunity to transform Old Trafford into a modern-day marvel is not just a chance to enhance the club's facilities, it's a chance to cement Manchester United's legacy as a global football powerhouse. As we await the final decisions, fans around the world will be watching closely, eager to see whether Old Trafford will rise to new heights or continue to be a relic of the past. The Theatre of Dreams deserves nothing less than a future as glorious as its history. So where do you stand in this debate? Are you in favor of building a new stadium from the ground up, despite the enormous costs? Or do you think it's wiser to renovate the existing structure, preserving its history while updating it for the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. One thing is certain, whatever path Manchester United chooses, Old Trafford will continue to be a cornerstone of football history, inspiring dreams for generations to come.